Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. This video is going to focus on missing addends. Missing addends. Not sure if I said that completely right, but that's going to be the focus of the video. Basically, it's going to be focused on how to find the missing number. So in problems where they tell us what the sum is, what the answer is, they give us one of the numbers being added together, but one of the addends, one of the numbers, the other number being added together is missing. So how do we find the missing addends? That's going to be the focus of the video. This video will be in the January Lives playlist and the Missing Addends Lives playlist. Huge shout out to everybody tuning in. Please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. So I know in your 5th grade class, you're doing these types of problems with 2-digit numbers, but I wanted to start off simple, so we're going to do 1-digit numbers to start. So 2 plus something equals 4. So to figure out what 4 equals, what we have to do is we have to do something with the 4 and the 2. Now to give you a hint, whatever the operation is, to find the missing addend, we do the opposite of whatever the operation is. So if the problem is an addition problem, we have to subtract to find the answer. If the problem was a subtraction problem, we would have to add to find the answer. So we have an addition problem here. So in order to find the missing number, we have to subtract. This marker is not working for me. So step 1, we write the subtraction problem. If you're one of my students and you're following along on this independent activity, you'll notice the problem is already on your paper. So if you're one of my students, your paper looks like this. The subtraction problem is already on it. And that's what we got to solve to figure out what goes here. So when I say freeze, I want you to give your best effort and try to solve this problem. Ready? Freeze! If you're still watching, you have unpaused the video and you have made an attempt to solve the problem. But for those of you that had trouble, or if you're waiting to know what the answer is, I'm going to go over it. So 4 minus 2 equals 2. So the missing addend here is 2. So whatever the operation is, we have to do the opposite to find the missing addend. If the operation is addition, we have to subtract. If the operation is ever subtraction, then we have to add. All right, but that is our answer to example 1. Please copy that down on your papers. I'm going to do 4 example problems, and then the rest I'm going to leave all of you to do on your own. All right, next problem. Five plus something equals 9. Now again, since this is an addition problem, to find the missing number, what do we need to do? We need to subtract. So I'm going to set up the subtraction problem right now. When I say freeze, I want everybody participating in the chat and anybody watching this video in the future to solve the 1-digit subtraction problem that I just wrote down. Step 1 is to solve the subtraction problem. Ready? Freeze! So if you've gone about it, if you've solved the problem, unpause this video and wait to see what happens next. All right. For those of you that needed some help, haven't solved the problem, I'm going to go through it. 9 minus 5, as we all know, that equals 4. I know most of my students, I know you can solve these problems in your sleep. But, this video is for everybody. So I'm sure there's a lot of people watching that can solve this very easily, but there's some that may have a difficult time that are new to math. So I'm here for the students that have a hard time and the students that don't have a hard time noticing their sleep. I'm here for everybody. All right. So 9 minus 5 equals 4. So then the missing number in the blank is 4. So 4 was the missing addend. All right, so now we're going to do 2 more examples, examples 3 and 4 now. Okay, so example 3, 2 plus something equals 8. And we have to figure out 2 plus what equals 8. Now, for these next 2 examples, and I'm talking to my students now, for these next 2 examples, notice I didn't actually write the subtraction problem out. I'm leaving it up to you. You have to determine what numbers need to be subtracted. So on your sheet, as you can see, your sheet looks like this. You have to write the numbers in that need to be subtracted, and you have to determine what numbers need to be subtracted. You have to write the subtraction problem, and then you have to tell me what the answer is to the subtraction problem. So when I say freeze, you are going to pause the video. You're going to set up the subtraction problem, and you're going to try your best to solve it. Step 1 is to determine what numbers need to be subtracted and to solve the subtraction problem. Ready? Freeze! If you're still watching, that means that you've unpaused the video and that you've set up the problem. For those of you that haven't, I'm going to set it up. So that's the problem there, 8 minus 2. If you're following along on your paper, on your assignment, if you're one of my students and this is an assignment, this right here is what it should look like on the assignment. Set up the subtraction problem. Now we have to subtract 8 minus 2 equals 6. Again, this is how it's going to look on the sheet. So the missing addend is 6. All right, final example problem. Then the next video on missing addends that I'm going to do is going to be with 2-digit numbers. All right, final problem. 5 plus something equals 6. So you got to figure out what are we going to do with the 5 and 6? What problem do we have to set up to find the missing number. This is what it looks like on your sheet. And determine what numbers to subtract. Sort of give you a big hint there. But when I say freeze, you're going to pause the video. You're going to set up the subtraction problem and solve it. Freeze! If you're still watching, then that means that you've unpaused this video and you have set up the subtraction problem. Hopefully you've done so correctly. For those of you that haven't and for those of you continuing to follow along, really whether you have or haven't solved it correctly, I'm going to show you the right way. So pay attention. Eyes on me. All right. So again, whatever the operation is, we have to do the opposite. If this was a missing number problem with a subtraction sign, we would have to add. If it's a missing addend in the operation's addition and it shows an addition sign, then we subtract. We do the opposite of whatever the operation is. So that means that we do need to subtract. We have to subtract 6 minus 5. This is what it's going to look like on your paper. Six minus 5 equals 1. There we go. So the missing number, the addend in this problem is 1. And again, this is how it's going to look on your paper with the modeled examples. All right. As always, I'm going to end this video with some basketball. So I'm going to do this. This is going to be a catch and shoot drill. I'm going to catch the ball. I'm going to do a between the legs dribble. Then I'm going to shoot. Adjusting the camera here. All right. So I'm going to put 1 minute on 1 minute on the clock. I'm going to start now. I'm going to count. I'm not counting misses. I'm only counting makes. I'm going to see how many shots I can make in 1 minute. I'm going to start at about the 13:45 mark. Ready? And go. Still at 0. 1. Got it. See, this is a drill where you're working on your handle too. 2. 3. Tell you what, this is just tiring. Ooh. Promise you, I am better. I am a lot better with an actual basketball than a Nerf ball here. Much better with an actual ball. Still at 2. Still at 2 makes. Got 15 seconds left. 3. 4. 5. All right, got in a little bit of a groove there at the end. 5 makes. So I'm going to end this video with a couple of dunks. And then for my next video, I'll do missing addends with 2 digits. the wall. That is not a good alley-oop pass. That's better. That's more like it. All right, that is my video for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know if this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything that you're confused on. If there's another area of math that you are having difficulty with, write the area of math that you're having difficulty with in the comments, and I will do a future video on it. If there's a reading or comprehension skill that you're having difficulty with, you write that in the comments, and I will do a future video on that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Have a great rest of the day.